Man, welcome back to another video. Let's get straight into it. If you're new here, in this video, I'm going to share with you how I went from getting kicked out of the Defence Force for being a drug addict and moving back in with my parents to then traveling the world, starting a business that did close to $20 million in revenue over the last 5 years. So, why are you here? Firstly, let me give you a pat on the back for making it this far. If you stumbled across this video, chances are you are in the early stages of your self-development journey because you are becoming aware. Aware of most likely what you are currently not, but most likely not aware of what you are truly capable of. I believe that comes after discipline. From my understanding, a man's search for discipline and development usually stems from a few drivers of pain. And in my experience, it comes from all four of these. It might just be one, two, or three of these for you. But for me, it was all four. So someone in your life was extremely hard on you. For me, it was my old man, absolute champion. It's actually his birthday today. And incredible mentor. But like from the get-go, as a young boy, I wasn't a young boy, I was a man. And I appreciate it so much. He was so tough on me, but like that has really instilled a drive in me that has never left. Number two, you have responsibilities that are forcing you to grow. Okay, for me, starting my business back in 2019 out of the back of my ute, it wasn't crazy at the start because you're trying to find customers, you're trying to find your feet. And then if you really have a fucking crack like we did, in 3 short years, we went from out of the back of my ute to 3 locations and about 22 staff. And I'm telling you now, you've got a lot of responsibilities and you've got to level the fuck up pretty quick. And number three, you hate your current or previous version of you. And for me, I don't hate myself, but I did once upon a time. And to be honest, I don't think I'm quite where I want to be in life. I know that I can achieve more. I know that there's a higher standard for me that I want to experience. And so that is a driving force as well. And then 4, you were faced with a level up or die situation, which I'm going to go into now for you. So in my case, I started my self-development journey about 12 years ago, cruising through life for a couple of years after getting kicked out of the Navy. The icing on the cake, not long after that, I had a DMT trip. If you don't know what DMT is, look it up. Dimethyltryptamine, it's a psychedelic drug that can fuck you up. That not only sent me to the gods, it sent me to the darkest time of my entire life. I was permanently tripping fucking balls for a good few months. And so when I say that, I could still function. I was still going to work. I was still going through life. But I was literally like, randomly tripping balls, just going to work. And it was extremely frightening, scary. And I didn't think I was going to come good. And so very dark time. And right about that time as well, because I got kicked out of the Navy, moved down from Queensland, I came off anabolic steroids, cold turkey, after a couple of years. And so my hormones were shot. I wasn't going to the gym, and I was just a slob. I was broke. I was back living at my parents' apartment. I was now like extremely, extremely depressed, fatigued, and I was contemplating kicking the bucket on a daily basis. By kicking the bucket, I mean ending my life. So all while this is happening, I didn't tell anyone. I didn't communicate it. And, it ain't me to speak 100%. But I just didn't want to tell anyone because I thought that I'd get like sent to the loony bin, and that wasn't an option for me. I'd rather just die. So I had to find a way to sort my shit. I said to myself, if I just focus on putting the right things into my body, surely, hopefully, I eventually recover. So that is what I started to do. Fast forward to today, I am now almost 33, the healthiest I've ever been in my life. I'm living in a beautiful home with my family. I've got a beautiful daughter, beautiful wife, nice cars. I started my business, my tire business, out of the back of my ute and scaled to 3 locations in a few short years. Franchised the brand just recently and now have an online business doing multiple 6 figures. I'm not pitching this to brag to you guys. I'm giving it to you for context. I'm here to tell you that your life can dramatically improve beyond your wildest imagination and very quickly. Very fucking quickly, if you can harness the power of self-discipline. So without going into all of the bullshit, I'm going to share with you what I did to sort out my life and what I had to do to start winning. So this is some tangible steps for you to make a shift in your life. I don't want to go through the bullshit, the science and the woohoo stuff. This is just cutting through the bullshit. This is how to do it. It starts with a contract that you either design, so you put together like some sort of plan or some sort of structure into your daily habits and rituals and life. You can do that yourself, or a challenge that's worth participating in. So over the years, this has been what's really worked for me. Like signing your life away to something gnarly, and it can be small, it can be big, whatever, but it's just signing your life away to a challenge, something you got to commit to and voicing it to the world. So, I went traveling for a couple of years solo. I did a solo motorbike ride from north to south of India over 6 months by myself. I rode a motorbike to the highest road on planet Earth in the middle of winter, minus 25 degrees. I hitchhiked from one side of Nepal to the other. I did a solo motorbike trip from the bottom of Vietnam all the way up to China. I've done some gnarly shit. And while I was traveling, I did a 10-day Vipassana silent retreat. I've done an Ironman 70.3 ultra marathon. I've done 75 hard. I've tried it 3 times, completed it once. I've done sobriety stints. I've gone carnivore. I've done keto. You name it. I've just fucking had a crack at it. And what I want to make you aware of is that yes, the challenges end eventually, and yes, you fall off the horse sometimes. So like obviously 75 hard, right? What happens at day 76? Okay, most people fall off the horse. A lot of people do. However, each time I force myself into a regimented challenge like this, a small piece of the discipline stays with me. It never leaves. It compounds and compounds until it would be fair to say it raises your standards and expectations for yourself permanently. So like you finish the challenge, but like there's certain habits in there, certain parts of your rituals when you do it for long enough that it's just ingrained in you now. This is how we operate. This is the standard. And not only that, when you're really thriving, like doing 75 hard, for example, and so you don't drink alcohol for 75 days, you're training twice a day, your diet's on point, everything's fucking sharp. You know how good it feels to be at that fucking level. And so, when the challenge is over, it's like, you're addicted to that feeling. You slowly become addicted to feeling good. And so the self-development in general is a lifelong journey for everybody. It's not like a finite thing. It's like, well, I guess it is when you fucking die, but for your entire life, self-development is just it's a journey in itself that you become addicted to. So don't ever compare yourself to, your chapter 1 to somebody's chapter 10. So don't look at me and go, oh fuck, there's no way that I could do his morning routine or whatever it is, or juggle that many fucking 22 employees. How the fuck do you do that? Or you might look at somebody miles ahead of me. Like I look at someone like Andy Frisell, the guy who founded 75 Hard. I'm like, how the fuck do you keep all of those plates spinning? It blows my mind. But you can't compare yourself because they started from somewhere too. I started from somewhere too. You're starting from where you are. And the common theme is everyone usually comes from struggle and hardship. And once upon a time, that is why it's important to them. That is why it's important to them to continuously develop and grow, because they don't want to go back to where they were. That feeling, that pain, whatever it might have been, financial, physical, psychological, whatever it is, they don't want to go back there. And so they're on this journey to make sure that things never go back to as bad as what they were. And then you fall in love with the process and you just keep growing, if the pain was great enough. So, that's why we need to find the silver lining when dark things do happen to us. Use it as fuel, dark energy. Use that dark energy to get on the horse and find the silver lining in bad situations. So the beautiful thing about the journey is you actually just fall in love with improvement in general. As you improve, your appetite for better decisions starts to flourish. Also, the same goes for feeding bad habits. Yeah, I'm sure you agree. Choosing the wrong hard will always lead to a snowball into darkness, and your appetite for better decisions will continue to fade. And as you probably know, sometimes it can get very hard to find your way back. And that's what I talk about quite a lot when it comes to discipline. With discipline, to really dumb it down, it's really just shrinking the gap between falling off the horse and then getting back on the horse. Having the awareness to recognize when we're starting to slip, when we're starting to fall, and then making sure that we don't, or having the awareness to realize when we do fall off, and then having the power inside to say, right, I need to get back on the fucking horse. So I don't know what chapter you are at, brother, but to put it simple and be effective with my message, just commit to a small change today. So if you're looking to change, if you're looking for self-development advice, if you're looking for some sort of tool to bring discipline into your life, start small. Conquer the micro, achieve the macro. If you aren't training, commit to 2 sessions a week. If you aren't saving money, commit to $20 a week. If you're snoozing your alarm, put the phone in the other room. If you're drinking too much, just commit to 1 alcohol-free day a week. Depending on how much you're drinking, just like make it small. Don't make it crazy. If you're smoking the robot cocks, I got that one off of Brad Lee, the vapes. They look like robot cocks. If you're smoking vapes, start with time restraints. They're super addictive. You can smoke them anyway. Just say, right, I'm not going to smoke from this time to this time. Okay, might just be an hour of the day. That might be a challenge for you, but start small. Then when these micro challenges become easy and become habits, then you compound your efforts. Okay, so when 2 sessions a week just becomes quite easy and like it's just part of your weekly ritual, then right, let's up it to 3, right? But don't go jumping into anything fucking crazy, right? If you haven't started with the fundamentals, okay, because you're just going to go in, fall off the horse, get disheartened, and it's going to be very hard to get back on again. Start small, compound, get the small wins. The small wins, it'll change it'll change. You'll build confidence when we win, we get confident. Okay, if we get small wins, we get a small amount of confidence. If we go in too hard and we lose, it's going to kill our confidence even more than before we even started. So right now, I want you to know you are not free. If you are not disciplined, if you have no control, you are not free. You are being controlled by the weaker version of you. Okay? When I say by the weaker version of you, there's 3 of us. Okay? There's the light, the dark, and there's consciousness. Okay? Awareness. Awareness of the right, awareness of the left. Awareness of the right thing to do, awareness of the wrong thing to do. The angel and the devil on the shoulder, that's where that comes from. Okay? We need to get better at listening and being more aware of when we're getting spoken to with the voice leading us down the right path, okay, that wants the best for us long term. So at the moment, you are being controlled by the weaker version of you telling you to take the easy route. It's the devil. It's the darkness. Telling you to avoid risk. Telling you to stay in your box. Telling you to choose comfort, eating shit food, watching Netflix, sleeping in, not exercising. Telling you for the quick fix. What's going to make you feel good right now, but shit tomorrow. When you get on the drugs and you get on the piss and all that sort of stuff, you are stealing happiness. Yes, I agree. It's fun. It's super fun. I love getting fucked up. I used to just love it. That was like what I lived for, getting absolutely blown off of my face. But it's stealing happiness out of the days to come. And, what I say to young guys that are sort of in the scene to try and mentor them a little bit is basically whatever time period that you decide to have fun on the gear and on the drugs and all that sort of stuff, double the amount of time it's going to take you to recover when you decide that it's starting to get a bit dark and starting to get a bit shit. Okay? So you are robbing the future days of your happiness. So this is why they say discipline equals freedom, because until you can harness the mind, until you can make decisions out of strategy and logic instead of emotion and addiction and reaction, then you, my friend, are a victim of your own mind. I need to be very clear with you. If you do not regain control over your mind, you will not ever witness what you are truly made of. The thought of that needs to scare the absolute fuck out of you. It scares the fuck out of me that I'm not going to reach my truest potential. And it could be just because I didn't put in the work to gain control over my mind and build discipline. And I'm telling you now, if you do not have discipline, if you aren't in control of your vices. You know, you are not in control of your vices. You know, if I said to you now, say no to the boys this weekend to having a drink, go along, go and hang out with the fellas, go and hang out with them, but you're not allowed to drink. Could you really do it? So are you in control? You know, if you're a smoker, there's this little white bit of paper with little bits of brown plant in there, and that thing's got you, bro. You can't just stop that. You are not in control. That should frighten you. That should frighten you that you are not in control. There's an external power, whatever the vice might be, that is controlling your life. And don't say, oh, I enjoy it. You can enjoy it, but try and stop it. That's when you'll know. Men, if you're up for a challenge, if you want to be part of a community of men on the path, if you want to get in shape, if you want to start working towards your true potential, if you want to learn how to make money online, register your interest below inside the vault. There's a link below. There's a click there, register your name, and we'll be in contact shortly. But until then, that's the end of the video, guys. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me some feedback in the comments below. And guys, I want to hear from you. I'd love some feedback. Let me know if you got some value. If you're struggling at the moment, if you need help with self-discipline, I want to know. You're not alone, and you know, it's a lifelong journey. It takes time, but you got to start somewhere. All right, thanks, boys. Peace.